all.
Okay.
It's not. It's not. But how far apart do we have to be for the 10? So is this a whole bunch of, we got a 3, a 2, and a 2, and a 2, and a 1?
You know, well, the truth is nobody knows.
I know.
Nobody has a clue because this has never existed before.
Police are not corrupt.
The what?
Social police. They might tonight, by the way.
Well, but if the police show up at 2 in a car to keep you from being less than 6 feet apart, then I'd say, I'd go, hang on, time out. Something's wrong with that. That math doesn't work out.
Yeah, so,
All right, I'm going to try to play the guitar with my gloves on.
oh my goodness. Do you
No,
have
I'm
to
not.
do
I'm
it?
kidding.
You don't have to do that.
No, I'm just kidding.
Nobody else has touched it. So a few things I do need to y'all might not know. That's the best way I turn. If we do have
No kidding, really? It's on.
that way, and you pop out on West Street. Yeah, there's a big building next door.
Yes, people are
The
coming.
other thing about restrooms out front, my antique old restrooms are not ADA compliant, so
Oh, you mean that back there? The wall is. I'm sorry. I thought that was a restroom back in the
that way.
back.
Your
Oh,
restroom
really?
is over there.
I play
You
golf.
haven't been going
I play
over.
golf.
Have you been in the
In the ice house?
no, there's a fireplace back there.
I've not been in the
You haven't-
fireplace.
you haven't done- okay, I'm just making sure. There's that joke about the tuba, so.
Oh, no, I love it. I tell you what, I love it. I love the little.
Gold-plated urinal.
You've got that other little place back there. I just saw. There's another little stage out there.
Outside?
Is it? Yeah. Is
Oh,
that you or
that's
is that
not
next door?
That was next door, and then sadly they shut down for doing music. Let me see what else I need to tell you.
They shut down for doing music.
I think she's got a shop inside that has candles. Does anybody know that?
Here,
I
look.
think she's doing candles.
Candles. Well,
But she's
candles are
doing
good.
no bars.
Candles kill germs.
Yep.
Somehow.
So
I'm
it's-
trying to get you on this. Where are you? There. No.
Oh, on me? On the...
There you are. There. You
There
look
we
like Kilroy was here. Hey!
Gotta tell a little bit more.
Are you cheating? You're reading.
Because Chance is here. Y'all should go test drive a car. I don't think, we didn't get a car for you today. I'm sorry.
A what?
We didn't get a car. Usually, because you brought your own car, but I got Chance here. Chance is supporting us. Usually we would get a car so you can go visit Chance and tell him if you want to ride the car to the artist room. He'll tell you what you want, right? Yeah, that's it. No, because I thought it was hilarious. One of our light guys was doing the driving for us, and he said, "Who would have thought that I'd be taking village people to Walmart?" And I thought, that's how I can tell people, get the car, like Elvis slept here. I get the car that my favorite artist rode in. I thought that was a good.
Oh, there you go.
Good selling point, yeah.
Well, I was going to jump a Raptor. I was going to jump a Raptor from Donaghy Ford. No. Well, I am, but not until whenever we bring the until July, like July 25th, which is when we're talking about doing the extravaganza again. Because I have to stand corrected. I told people as soon as they lift the ban, we're going to do it like right away. And people said, "Well, wait. I mean, that's great, but I don't know that we can't change our plans in that amount of time." Although, if you think that through, nobody has any plans right now. It's the strangest time.
It is strange.
You can't plan. You can't say, "Oh, well, in August I can't be there," because
We don't know what
who the hell knows? Nobody knows anything right now,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Mitchell,
Except they're out of toilet paper.
we're out of toilet paper.
We will not be out of toilet paper. I can't speak. Toilet paper for 50 years.
Well, yeah, because
Just use one square, folks.
we've
I'm
got,
kidding. What is that? What that means? What? Yes, sir. One square. Not a chance.
Oh, I have to tell you because my brother didn't cook tonight. I shouldn't tell you. So we have the brownies are fudgy brownies. They're chocolate. There's no pecan. So there's nothing with it. So they're going to be caramel chocolate, and gooey. They are cooked, but they're gooey.
And where are those?
They're in the kitchen right now.
Oh, terrific.
Because we could have dessert first. Life is short, right? Eat dessert first.
That's right, because who cares if you don't finish your salad?
Right. Salads should be coming soon. They are strawberry spinach, strawberry dressing, and feta cheese, and candied pecans. Dinner is ribeyes with candied carrots and mashed potatoes with Parmesan cheese and a roll. I think that's what's all for dinner. And you have hummus for
And the food here is great, always.
Great.
Thank you.
Always,
Okay,
always,
that's everything.
always.
Now I'm done.
You're good? You're done? That was great. It was fantastic.
And I figure you're going to tell stories.
I'm going to tell stories. I'm going to answer questions. I mean, this is going to be a whole different kind of show
A
here.
chilled kind of show.
Some people are
Right.
watching you on their YouTube and watching the Facebook.
Oh, cool.
Same time.
Wow.
Cool.
Well, like one eye on each?
Okay.
Like they're off process.
Yes, here. Introduce
I'm out
me.
of here.
Introduce me.
Oh, this is John Schneider. We're
Thank
gonna
you.
have a show with social distancing. A few people get to be here, and lots of people all over the world.
Why not? I think it's so cool. Thank you so very
Thank
much.
you so much for coming.
Thank you. We're delighted to be here.
Oh,
There are no stairs there. Don't take that step. There isn't
I
one.
wasn't I'm Barbara. And welcome to my house.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
She's the one that decided that. Now, what did this place look like when you first decided that you wanted to take it over?
It was empty. There was nothing in here. Well, there was a little building inside the big building,
Right.
and that's about it.
And when was this structure actually built?
The walls are from the 1890s.
1890. So this was a vaudeville house. I'm sure that Abbott and Costello were here, and Jack Benny was here. And I mean, this is one of those places.
Houdini was
Oh,
here.
have to be.
Feller was here. George M. Cohen was here.
George M. Cohan. Wow. So this is a historic building we're in right here, and I'm so delighted to be here. I've been here before. I've been here with the big band, not the big band, not like Benny Goodman, but with the band. And now I'm here with my guitar. Going to do a couple songs that maybe you remember. Hush, don't talk now. It won't change anything anyhow. Just hold me while the shadows bring us near. Well, I know you're not in love with me. I'm not asking you to be. And there's no use pretending while we're here. 'Cause you don't need to try and fool me. You don't need to lead me on. You don't need to say you love me. 'Cause I've been around enough to know. Don't tell a lie, 'cause I just might be leaving tonight. Oh, and I know you're only trying to ease your mind. But don't you worry, 'cause it's alright. I don't care if it's wrong or it's right. Just hold me close and love me one more time. 'Cause you don't need to try and fool me. You don't need to lead me on. You don't need to say you love me. 'Cause I've been around enough to know. You don't need to say you love me, 'cause I've been around enough to know. Thank you. Gotta do a little tuning. There it is. No, it's not. That song, I used to tour with Conway Twitty. So I did a lot of shows with Conway Twitty. And he hated that song. Because, not really, but he hated, he said, until you had that song out, and by the way, that was the #1 song. The only #1 song I had while the Dukes of Hazzard was still on was that song. So my TV career and my music career I wish I could take credit for this. I can't. It just happened to transfer from one to the other perfectly. But Conway said, you know, until that song came around, I had a song that was, there used to be a show called Name That Tune, and he said, people knew my song because of 2 words, hello, darling. And he said, that damn song, people know it when you say, hush. He said, you beat me, and I hate that. But I toured with him, oh my gosh, for at least 2 years. And the really amazing thing about that is that the very first concert I ever went to, the first live concert I ever went to, was Conway Twitty and Loretta Lynn. And both of them became very good friends of mine later on in life. And Loretta, because she was our first celebrity other than Waylon Jennings. She was our first celebrity on the Dukes of Hazzard. We did an episode called Find Loretta Lynn. And she wasn't just part of the Celebrity Speed Trap, she was actually in it. And she played Loretta Lynn, which was great. And then later, Waylon came and played Waylon, which I thought was kind of interesting because there's Waylon playing Waylon, and then there's Waylon as the balladeer talking about Waylon. And I think because Dukes was so clever, I think he called attention to that. Well, I'm not sure what old Waylon's, not sure what I'm about, well, hell, you know. I think he did stuff like that, so it was pretty cool. I've been so fortunate that I wound up knowing and being really good friends with some of the people that I admired the most in my life. I think I just happened to come around at the right time for that. And I've had the great opportunity to sing some of the greatest lyrics, I think, that have ever been written. That one I just sang was written by Bob McDill and Dickie Lee. And I was only 24 when I was singing I've Been Around Enough to Know. And I didn't know squat at that point. And wisdom is realizing how much you don't know. So I'm getting smarter every day because I realize how dumb I really am. Here's a song that was the second #1 song. This was right after Dukes was done. Been to California, where the ladies look so fine. They can take a long-haired country boy, softly bend his mind. Made love in New York City, where they dress in silk and pearls. Oh, but Lord, I swear there's nothing anywhere that's better than you country girls. 'Cause country girls are sweeter than Tupelo honey, and country girls warmer than a Georgia sun. They know how to touch you, know how to love you, take you right out of this world. And I'm so glad that God made country girls. There's women in Chicago in their high-rise penthouse rooms with fine champagne and other things. You could drown in their perfume. But I'll take a night down in Mobile, just looking out across the bay, with a country girl lying next to me, taking my breath away. Ah, yeah, 'cause country girls are sweeter than Tupelo honey, and country girls are warmer than a Georgia sun. Yeah, they know how to touch you, know how to love you, take you right out of this world. And I'm so glad that God made country girls. Yeah, I'm so glad that God made you country girls. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that was Troy Seals wrote that song. He wrote a bunch of great songs, not the least of which was Seven Spanish Angels. Remember that?
Yeah.
There were seven Spanish angels, Willie and Ray Charles. Now, if you go to YouTube and look up Ray Charles and John Schneider, think about this. I was 19, I think. 19, so 1979, I was 19 years old. And I was doing a special called John Schneider Back Home. And I was still pretending to be from the South. And I'm not quite sure what in the world was going on in my brain at the time. Because I'm from New York. I'm from Mount Kisco, New York. And yeah, woo, New York. Now, my mother's side of the family is from Georgia. And I was living in Atlanta when Dukes of Hazzard started for me. But when I moved from New York to Atlanta, I really moved from the country to the city. And it's hard for people to really understand that, but that's what happened. But one of my favorite singers was always Ray Charles. So when we were doing this special, number one, I had a Trans Am, and I drove the Trans Am through Six Flags over Georgia like a bat out of hell, which was a dream come true because I worked at Six Flags over Georgia singing in a barbershop quartet. And they would gripe if you parked your car on one of the lines in the parking lot, they would basically threaten to fire you. So 2 years after I worked there and was threatened to be fired because I parked improperly, I got to like bust through gates and drive this car like a crazy man all through Six Flags over Georgia. And now that was cool. But during that special, I got to hire who basically whoever I wanted. And at that point in Ray's life, there wasn't a lot going on. So there's a wonderful video of me and Ray Charles, and we're the only two people in this church, and we're singing Georgia. So please check that out. So think about that, 19 years old. And when I say I got to work and know my favorite people in the world, I got to sing Georgia with Ray Charles. In a church, not me in a choir and Ray is over there. Me and Ray, and I'm leaning on the piano. So check that out sometime. Go to YouTube and check that out. I'm very, very proud of that. Let's see. I'm going to do another. Having difficulty with that string. Here's some cool lyrics. This is off the Odyssey. The sunbeam hit the gym beam and ricocheted off a bottle of Coke. And it cut through the still smoldering second-hand night before smoke. With the whiskey half empty, half in me, both my enemy and friend. Last night helped drown the sorrow, but today is tomorrow again. When you fall for an angel like her, you're walking on clouds. When you're in love, you're so up, you forget to look down. The higher and higher she took me, the further I fell. it's angels like her that send guys like me straight to hell. There's a ring on her forehead. Hey folks, how are you? I'm good, glad you're here. I'm glad we're anywhere.
That's true.
Right? So they've got food, they've got drinks, they've got all kinds of stuff. We've got music and like 3 hats left over there. I signed all that stuff. I washed my hands. I covered my mouth when I coughed. I did all the things my grandmother taught me to do that we're suddenly remembering. But I don't have any toilet paper, so don't ask. I saw a great thing on Facebook earlier today. It said January 2050. Little Johnny finally uses the last roll of toilet paper his parents bought in 2020. Let's see, I was with a great lyric. There's a ring on her forehead. What does that even mean? You know, where do you go with that? This is why country music is great. There's a ring on her forehead. On the picture where the bottle sat last night. It might look like a halo, but I know it's a trick of the light. Oh, you met her. And that smile on her face has a way to fool any old fool. Yes, she came straight from heaven, but remember, the devil did too. When you fall for an angel like her, you're walking on clouds. When you're in love, you're so up, you forget to look down. The higher and higher she took me, the further I fell. And it's angels like her that send guys like me straight to hell. Yes, it's angels like her that send guys like we straight to hell. Thank you. I love, anybody in here been divorced? Imagine that. What was that? 3 times? Well, you know, they say 4th is the new 3rd. Well, then I think you all will appreciate this. She always spoke of going. I'm going to tune that up a little bit. Wait a minute. There's a wonderful singer-songwriter named Bobby Tomberlin. He works with Bobby Bear. He does a lot of wonderful stuff with all kinds of people. And the first time he interviewed me, he's got this great voice. Hello, this is Bobby Tomberlin. I'm talking to John Schneider. I learned like 30 years later that this person I was being interviewed by on the radio was actually 11 years old. So Bobby has been a DJ since he was 11 years old. Loves country music, he's a great, great guy. So we were working on a song together with Whispering Bill Anderson. And Bill said to Bobby, he said, play him that, you know, he loves a sad love song. Play him that Wherever She Is song. And Bobby said, really? And he said, yeah, I think he'll like that. So Bobby plays me this song, and we did it on the Odyssey. And I'm pretty sure this is the song that sent me to jail. She always spoke of going back to Texas. Then again, she sure did like Key West. Well, heaven only knows where my ex is. but at least she's given my poor old heart some rest. Wherever she is, I hope she stays there. Whoever she's with, he's welcome to my nightmare. It sure is nice, it's paradise without her in my hair. Wherever she is, I hope she stays there. Well, she told me you ain't nothing like my daddy. Then she told me how to dress and how to drive. Can you imagine? Then she told me you don't kiss like my old boyfriend. But my favorite thing she ever told me was goodbye. Wherever she is, I hope she stays there. Whoever she's with, he's welcome to my nightmare. It sure is nice, it's paradise without her in my hair. Wherever she is, I hope she stays there. And in case that woman ever gets the urge to find me, I got a new phone number, a new email, and an unlisted driveway. You should try it. Timbuktu, Kalamazoo, Malibu, hell, I don't care. Wherever she is, I hope she stays there. And girl, if you're listening somewhere, please stay there. Yes. Amen. Let's do a song with the words amen in it. How about that? One's got stained glass, and you're going to have to sing. I'm going to say, can I get an amen? And then all 12 of you yell amen, okay? Right? One's got stained glass. The sun dances through. The other's got neon that flashes blue moon. The door's always open, no matter who you are. Well, that's how it is with churches and bars. Can I get an amen for preachers and bartenders, those broken heart menders who welcome you in? They're always there when life gets too hard. Well, that's how it is with churches and bars. One serves salvation, the other serves beer, and they'll never ask, what are you doing here? I know it sounds crazy, but it ain't that bizarre. That's just how it is with churches and bars. Can I get an amen for preachers and bartenders? They're eating, so it's hard to do that. Those broken heart menders will welcome you in. They're always there when life gets too hard. Well, that's how it is with churches and bars. They're always there when things fall apart. Well, that's how it is with churches and bars. Thank you. Thank you. Are you enjoying? You're just getting the food, right? Me too. You know, it's so funny. This song is coming back into like what's the big word? Zeitgeist, right? So I tour a lot with my band Stars and Bars. I think that's who we were here with last time. No? But this is a song that over the last years has been, I would say, the #1 requested song when I'm up on stage. We've done all the new stuff, the Odyssey and the Redneck Rebel and all that stuff, and the #1 songs from way back when. But this was an album title. We're driving here yesterday in the motorhome, and all of a sudden up on Facebook comes, hey, you know that Tim McGraw is singing your song and giving you credit for this song. And so I listened. He did a great job. But this is all of a sudden coming back into the world. Take the long way home. She won't wait up tonight. Take the long way home. There won't be any fight. Tonight I can stay out late with the boys, play cards and come in at dawn. Since she left me, I've got a choice. I can take the long way home. No pictures on the walls, no carpet on the floor. No one ever calls. No one knocks on my door. It's just a place where I sleep at night, but I can't sleep alone. Think I'll stop off and have a bite. Take the long way home. What makes a house a home is sometimes hard to say. You never know all the riches you own till someone takes them away. Oh. Night is clear and my work is through. It's a shame to be alone. Think I'll go have a beer or two. Take the long way home. Think I'll go have a beer or two and take the long way home. Thank you. You know, I've always been I've not had a sad life. You know, we've all had our bumps and bruises and all that kind of stuff. But I think I've had a very blessed, amazing life. But for some reason, I've gravitated towards sad songs. Until recently, Redneck Rebel is full of, I'll do a couple of those. My God, those songs are fun. But these are songs like that song. I was 26 when I recorded that song. And this one too, called her up to say I'm sorry, I can't have lunch today, 'cause the boss just called and he's flying in from LA. As the phone rang, I remembered a time, how simple things used to be. Then a voice came on the line, not her, but the answer machine. She said, I'm sorry, I can't take your call, 'cause I'm packing up to go away. And John, if that's you, you're just canceling lunch anyway. Oh, you used to find the time, now you don't even try. So at the sound of the tone, you're on your own goodbye. So I ran down to the street, I called a cab, God, I had to get back home. But the house was empty, except for the coda phone. As the tears came, I remembered a time, how happy we used to be. And I'll never forget the last words she ever said to me. She said, I'm sorry, I can't take your call, 'cause I'm packing up to go away. And John, if that's you, you're just canceling lunch anyway. Oh, you used to find the time, but now you don't even try. At the sound of the tone, you're on your own goodbye. She said you used to find the time, but now you don't even try. At the sound of the tone, you're on your own goodbye. Thank you. Thank you. I've had to tune this guitar better. It doesn't seem to like me playing with a capo. Go ahead, put your eat. Go ahead, eat, enjoy. There it is. Funny. Some days you just can't tune your guitar. Waylon had a great saying. He said, John, you ever have one of those days when you couldn't hit the ground with your hat? I said, yes, and several since he said that. Let me see. I think we should all. You done? Are you done eating yet? Okay, then I'll do another one of mine, and then we've got to do a tribute, all of us here, to one of the greatest storytellers of all time who passed away last night. So here's a great. Oh gosh, I got that other song in my head. There, now I remember. I just need a little nudge, but sometimes I have to nudge myself. I don't need someone for new inspiration. Don't need a strong drink or two. This is that song that people go, oh, I love that song. When did you do it? This is the one. And I say, it's my song. And they go, oh, no. This was a big hit back in the 80s. And I said, yeah, it was the #1 song. And they say, yeah, I know. When did you do it? I said, back in the 80s. So the funny thing about this song is it's called You're the Last Thing I Needed Tonight. And right when this song was out, and this was a #1 song, so this song did great. There was a song, last thing I needed, first thing this morning, was to have you walk out on me. It was a Willie Nelson song. You can't sing a Willie Nelson song without doing Willie, right? You just can't do it. Talk up for breakfast. It's a great, great song. But this song was #1. Willie, I love Willie. We did a movie called Stagecoach together. But that's another story. Willie Nelson told Johnny Cash to tell Waylon to tell me not to be a name dropper. Thank you. Can I get an R? R. I don't need someone for new inspiration. Don't need a strong drink or two. No soft lights, no music, or warm conversation. There's no substitution for you. 'Cause I've got all that I need to be happy. Your love makes everything right. You're the first thing that I'll need tomorrow, and the last thing I needed tonight. You're the last thing I needed. You always are. I can't wait for the day to end. You're the last thing I needed to hold in my arms if I should never wake up again. Now I'll always find you somewhere in my dreams. I know when I close my eyes, you're the first thing that I'll need tomorrow, and the last thing that I needed tonight. You're the first thing that I'll need tomorrow, and the last thing that I needed tonight. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? I love words. I've always loved lyrics so much. On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns just staring out the window at the darkness till boredom overtook him. He began to speak. He said, son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces, knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. So if you don't mind my saying, I can see you're out of aces, for a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice. So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette, and he asked me for a light. Then the night got deathly quiet. No, that's not right. And his face lost all expression. Said, if you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. And everybody sang, you gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. 'Cause every gambler knows that the secret to survival is knowing what to throw away, knowing what to keep. Greatest line ever written. 'Cause every hand's a winner, every hand's a loser, and the best that you can hope for is to die in your sleep. Which I believe he did. You gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. And when he finished speaking, turned back toward the window, crushed out a cigarette, faded off to sleep. Somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. But in his final words I found an ace that I could keep. You gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. Oh gosh, Kenny was one of those people I had the great opportunity to work with back in the 80s quite a bit, doing the fair circuit and doing stuff. And I also, I had the great opportunity through Dukes to work with Dottie West a lot. Dottie came on the Dukes set, and then we toured together for a while after that. And I remember her talking about Kenny, because they did a bunch of songs together. And she said there was no better song, how did she put it? Nobody could turn a phrase like Kenny Rogers. And when we lost Kenny last night, we truly lost, you know, there's an art, not just to singing. A lot of people can sing, but people who can tell a story and make you live it, make you feel it, as they're singing a song they didn't write. You know, that's an amazing gift. And I don't know that anybody had it better than Kenny Rogers. So, we love you. And hey, and great news is that Kenny and Dottie are back together singing, right? So they're doing great stuff up there. Okay, let me see. Let's do a new one. right, this is off the Redneck Rebel album. We're supposed to do this next Friday. Well, I sang this on the Grand Ole Opry stage, and we're supposed to play next Friday at the Grand Ole Opry, and that got canceled, or got canceled, and postponed. Well, but you can't postpone everything because then you got to catch up with the schedule. So I believe that, are we still going to do this? Cody McCarver from Confederate Railroad, Keith Burns from Trick Pony, and myself are going to go to the steps of the Grand Ole Opry next Friday. Is that when it is?
Saturday.
Next Saturday. And we're going to do the show we were going to do anyway. We're going to do it live like we're doing right here. And this is the last song I sang at the Grand Ole Opry. I drank a river till it was dry as a bone. Got buzzed on a fever from a sad country song. How crooked little love boat has gone and set sail. Girl, you ran off with the devil. Then why am I the one living in hell? I've been as high as a New York skyline since you ripped up, tore down, hauled off my state of mind. We walked on the moon, we danced on the sun. Honey, we had it all till you dropped the ball. Now I'm stoned on who won. So I doused your pictures in your pretty perfume, turned them to ashes, swept them up with a broom. Thought it'd make me feel better, take some time from the pain, but I'm still drinking your memories, driving myself insane. I've been as high since you ripped up, tore down, hauled off my state of mind. We walked on the moon, girl, we danced on the sun. Honey, we had it all till you dropped the ball. Now I'm stoned on the one. Honey, you dropped the ball when you changed the call. Now I'm stoned on the one. I'm stoned on the one. Thank you. I love this. I love that song. That was written by Andrew Pope. a young man who writes like an old man, and it's hard to find that. It's hard to find truth, in songs. Especially, I don't know, we've got one song. What? I can't play it. I can't play it without the band. I'm so used to having the band behind me and turning my guitar off and pretending to play because I don't know the damn chords. But, so I'm having to force myself. We got a song called, What the Buck Happened to Country Music? Just when the whole wide world was starting to get into it, somebody came along and put a hip-hop groove right through it. Well, tell me what the buck happened to country music. That seems to have hit a chord with you, sir. Well, here are the rest of it. It's been a long time since Buck and Dwight walked the streets of Bakersfield. And nowadays the songs they play just don't have that same old feel. They put 1,000 words into one little verse and make damn sure they all rhyme. And even Blake sounds just like Timberlake, and if you ask me, that's a crime. What the buck happened to country music? Just when the whole wide world was starting to get into it, some dipstick came along and put a hip-hop groove right through it. Well, tell me what the buck happened to country music. My daddy was raised in the good old days when you could turn on the radio. You'd hear a steel guitar, You're Cheating Hard, and a whole lot of Haggard and Jones. And without fail, they play Tiger by the Tail at least 3 times a day. And if Buck was here, I'm pretty damn sure what he'd have to say. What the buck happened to country music? Just when the whole wide world was starting to get into it, some dipstick came along and put a hip-hop groove right through it. So tell me what the buck happened to country music. So there you go. There's our, we have, back when I was on MCA and CBS and all that, I actually had a career to screw up, and I don't have a music career to screw up anymore. So we are doing whatever the hell we want, and we did another song, which I can't do, but I can give you a hint. Oh gosh, how does it start, baby? It's, it was good enough. It was good enough for Johnny Cash, good enough for George, that's too high. It was good enough for Johnny Cash, good enough for George Jones. Thank God Merle Haggard came along. George Strait still packs them in, singing them country tunes. So I've got a question for you. How did you screw that up? Should have left it like it was. When the steel guitars and the fiddles play, with legends singing on the stage. Handed you the keys to the good stuff. How did you screw that up? Anyhow, I think it's pretty appropriate because we've got some stuff happening. That was the wrong key. Wait a minute.
Where can you find that?
We are about to release that on the Stand On It album.
Actually, if that song's going to release in April.
In April. Well, we have a couple songs you're going to release in April. One of them is called How Did You F That Up? One of them is called Trump Card. Coming out April 17th. Trump Card written by myself and Keith Burns. And by golly, our third person who came up with the Trump Card, his name just ran right out of my head, with the chords to that last song. We also have a wonderful song called Cowboys Don't Get Old that's going to be part of that album. We have a song called Roy, which we're doing a movie called Stand On It, which is a tribute to Smokey and the Bandit. And Cody McCarver sent us a song, gave us a song. And he's produced all the Redneck Rebel album, and he's just amazing. So he sent us this song. It's called Roy, which sounds so simple, but it's kind of like The Devil Went Down to Georgia. My name is Roy, and I like to drive. Well, here's a story of gears and nerves, an old school trucker and a big Kenworth, two dinosaurs from way back when fiberglass was out and steel was in. Burt Reynolds ruled the silver screen. Burt Reynolds ruled the silver screen. Anyway, it's got a lot of words to it. But basically, if you didn't have a shirt that said "Keep on Truckin'," you weren't in the game. And it's because of that we did this movie. We're doing this movie called Stand On It. And Larry Hall, who's a wonderful, if you get a hold of our record over here, it's the Recycling Grace. Larry did such a wonderful job on that. He does all the orchestration, and we have some wonderful stuff that he's doing for Stand On It. And if you remember in Smokey the Bandit, whenever Jackie Gleason showed up, there was like, there was this very odd orchestration for basically a hillbilly chase movie. So Larry is going to give us some of that kind of stuff while we're doing these great songs like My Name is Roy and I Like to Drive. He was burning tires by the light of the moon on a Georgia country road. He was hauling moonshine in the truck of his car, playing on the Dixie horn. I can't do it with the capo, it just messes my whole mind up. All my dots don't. You know, there are dots on the guitar, and for somebody who's looking at dots, it doesn't work. He was hauling moonshine in the trunk of his car, playing on the Dixie horn. He was trying his best not to get caught by the sheriff and his gang. Radar on the dash and a dog named Flash. It was Roscoe B. Coltrane. He drove a 69 orange Dodge Charger with a 01 on the side. A 440 Magnum V8 engine, Skinner's flag was flying high. He was Bo and Luke in love with Daisy Duke in TV's most famous ride. He was only 12, but he was raising hell every Friday night. He would slide across the hood of Dad's car just as cool could be. He had a Huffy bike, it was painted just like he even called it General Lee. And every Friday night on his TV set when old Waylon played that song, he was just a good old boy, wouldn't change if he could, so he cranked it up and sang along. In his mind he drove a 69 orange Dodge Charger with a 01 on the side. A 440 Magnum V8 engine, Skinner's flag was flying high. He was Bo and Luke in love with Daisy Duke in TV's most famous ride. He was only 12, but he was raising hell every Friday night. He was only 12, but he was raising hell every Friday night. So that's one of the songs that's going to be in Stand On It. It's a song that got us, we did an album called Ruffled Skirts, and that song is on it, and it came out of the two worst floods in the history of Louisiana. They happen to have both in 2016. And March gave us the 100-year flood, which got to our stoop, as my grandmother used to call it. Didn't get in the house, but destroyed everything else. And then August 13th of 2016, we had the 1,000-year flood, which was a good 6 feet higher than the one in March, and destroyed not only everything that the March flood took away, but it destroyed everything else. Came not only in the house, but it was in the silverware drawer, you know, the top drawer. And I was sitting in our living room, which had floors like this, well, like that, like pecan. I think that's pecan. They were all buckled, and I was playing. And I hadn't picked up my guitar in a long time, and Alicia came in and said, and I put it down to talk to her, and she said, "Why do you do that?" And I said, "Well, playing the guitar makes me feel better." And she said, No, I don't mean why did you pick it up? Why did you put it down? Why did you ever put it down? And from that, we did the Ruffled Skirts album in that living room. So this young lady right here is the one that put music back in my life. Yes. And prior to that, I can honestly say I had 20-something years without any music in my life. That if I picked up a guitar, someone in the house would tell me I was playing too loud. You know, you'd be quiet, have a little consideration, stop playing that music. Can you imagine? I lived that way for 20 years. And so I'm delighted to be able to sing this song. Used to be you'd never catch me on my knees, praying to anyone or praying for anything. Just figured I was down here on my own, just another lonely soul, walking down a lonely road. But you showed up and made me a believer that there's something bigger out there that's looking out for me. 'Cause without your love, I know I wouldn't be here. I don't know what you see in me makes you want to see this through. But I thank God you do. I thank God you do. Now when the day goes dark, I can see the light. It ain't that hard to find, 'cause it's right there in your eyes. Your faith in me that I can be a better man. When you're holding me, girl, I know I can. 'Cause you showed up and made me a believer that there's something bigger out there that's looking out for me. 'Cause without your love, I know I wouldn't be here. I don't know what you see in me makes you want to see this through. But I thank God you do. I thank God you do. I don't know what you see in me makes you want to see this through. But I thank God you do. I thank God you do. Thank you. So if you've got somebody in your life and you just cannot figure out what in the world they're doing with the likes of you, there we go. Hang on to them. Hang on to them. And let them know that. By the way, there's no shame in saying, look, I just don't understand your taste in people. Because I know me. And if I didn't have to hang out with me, I wouldn't. Okay, let me do you know you shouldn't be here. What am I supposed to do? Don't you know I've found a new love? I'm trying to be true. Didn't you say we were over? Why do you keep hanging on? You're no longer welcome. Can't you just leave us alone? What's a memory like you doing it a love like this. She thinks we're all through, but that's not the way it is. When I hold her in my arms, it's your lips I still kiss. What's a memory like you, doing in a love like this? Don't you know it would hurt her to find you here with me? Why make me remember the way we used to be? Can't you see that she can love me the way you never could? And I really want to love her anytime you left for good. What's a memory like you, doing in love like this? She thinks we're all through, but that's not the way it is. When I hold her in my arms, it's your lips I still kiss. What's a memory like you, doing in a love like this? What's a memory like you, doing in a love like this? Thank you. You know, we got to do the song that you. Baby, why you? Is this the new single? No, the other one. This is coming out this summer. Baby, why you always worried about your nan pudding? Every time you make it, you gotta make damn sure it's good. Don't it always put a smile on my face? Girl, no matter how it tastes, if you really want to know, then I'll tell you just what I think. I think the worst that I ever had, yeah, the worst that I ever had. Oh, baby, let me finish. I was just about to say that the worst I ever had wasn't bad. Bet your mama must have made a pretty good pudding too. 'Cause your daddy's always patting her bottom while he's licking the spoon. I'm glad she passed down the recipe and that you followed that thing to a T. But you ain't gotta win no ribbons at the county fair, baby, just to satisfy me. 'Cause the worst that I ever had, yeah, the worst that I ever had. I love your nana pudding, baby, what can I say? But the worst I ever had wasn't bad. Hot or cold, little bitty cup or a big old bowl. Anyway, way you bring it, baby, it always brings me home. Yeah, 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 the worst that I ever had. Yeah, the worst that I ever had. I love your manna pudding, baby. What can I say? But the worst I ever had wasn't bad. I can take a little now, and I know it'd be great, 'cause the worst I ever had wasn't bad. I love that song. I'm not sure it has anything to do with food, though. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure. Okay. I think, what time is it? Is it 10 after what?
8. 10 after 8.
Oh, gosh. Anybody have any requests? Anything like? No. What would you like to hear, my love? I cannot do duck blind. Oh my gosh, no. Come sit in my duck blind. We can drink a little homemade wine. Ain't no telling what we might find. We might even shoot a duck. Show you how to make a duck call. You can wear my camouflage. Oh, baby, let me warm your hand. No. Wanna take you to the woods, to the swamp, to the creek and out beyond. We'll go hunting, fishing, riding and swimming. Girl, get your country on. Down the trail, to the lake, over yonder in the old canebrake. Wanna take you where the getting's good. Wanna take you to my hood. Wanna take you to the woods. I'm not sure it has anything to do with hunting either. Come sit in my John boat. Take you out to the honey hole. Cut the motor and just let it go. We might even catch a fish. I'll show you how to hold my fishing pole. Yeah, I'm questioning this song. Sit back and let the bobbers float. If you're hot, we can take a soak. Come sit in my John boat. Oh, baby, that's how country does it. Fishing poles and guns, we love it. Big mud ties on trucks crawl up inside. Let me show you how a country boy survives. Come wade in my lily pond. With your cutoffs and your waders on, we can have a little country fun. We might even gig a frog. Show you how to hold a gig pole. Sit back and you sit back and, oh shoot, I'll warm you up if you get cold. Sneak you home at the break of dawn. Yeah, it's got nothing to do with gigging a frog, does it? Come wade in my lily pond. I want to take you to the woods, to the swamp, to the creek and out beyond. We'll go hunting and fishing, riding and swimming. Girl, get your redneck on. Down the trail to the lake, over yonder in the old canebrake. Want to take you where the getting's good. Want to take you to my hood. Want to take you to the woods. I want to take you to the woods. Come on, girl. That was it. That was it. It's, you know, it's kind of like, there's a lot of words to that. I love that song. That's Jay Edwards, who also wrote another song we do called, we do called, oh gosh, what is it, the next single going to be called? Long Way From Lonely Tonight, yeah. I know it's kind of late. Hope I didn't wake you. What I gotta say can't wait. Hope you'll understand. Every time I tried to tell you, the words just came out wrong. So I have to say I love you in a song. Yeah, I know it's kind of strange. Every time I'm near you, I just run out of things to say. Hope you'll understand. Every time I tried to tell you, the words just came out wrong. So I had to say I love you in a song. I learned to play this when I was 14. Been playing it ever since. When he passed away, to me that was the day the music died. Every time I tried to tell you, the words just came out wrong. So I have to say I love you in a song. Yeah, I know it's kinda late. Hope I didn't wake you, but there's something that I just gotta say. Hope you'll understand. Every time the time was right, all the words just came out wrong. So I have to say I love you in a song. Jim Croce. Yes, sir.
Since you brought up Jim Croce,
Uh-huh.
and since it's my wife's birthday, how about the, I can't know the name of it, but it's got words in it like, been here long enough to know that you're the one I want to spend my life with.
If I could save time in a bottle, first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day like a treasure, and then again I would spend them with you. If I could make days last forever, if words could make wishes come true, I'd save every day till eternity passes away, just to spend them with you. But there never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them. I've looked around enough to know you're the one that I want to go through time with. If I had a box full of wishes and dreams that had never come true, the box would be empty except for the memory of how they were answered by you. But there never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them. I've looked around enough to know you're the one that I want to go through time with. My God, what a thank you for, I have not sung that song since I was probably 15 years old. That's why, to me, when that plane went down, took him and his guitar player with him, both of them. To me, I mean, operator, well, could you help me place this call? Number on the matchbook is old and faded. She's living in LA with my best old ex-friend Ray. Gosh, she said she knew well and sometimes hated. Isn't that the way they say it goes? But let's forget all that and give me the number if you can find it, so I can call just to tell her I'm fine and to show overcome the blows. I've learned to take it well. Only wish my words could just convince myself that it just wasn't real. 'Cause that's not the way it feels. No, that's not the way it feels. Jim Croce, yeah, thank you. My God. Now, all of his stuff wasn't pretty, but when he wrote pretty songs, my gosh, they were so pretty. But then he had songs like this. I wasn't planning on going here, but no, this was it. I want to tell you a story that you won't believe, but I fell in love last Friday evening with a girl I saw on a barroom TV screen. Well, I was just getting ready to get my hat when she caught my eye, and I put it back, and I ordered myself a couple of more shots and beers. The night that I fell in love with a roller derby queen, round and round she rolled round and round. She the meanest hunk of woman that anybody ever seen. Went down in the arena, she was 5'6" and 215. A bleached blonde bomber with a streak of mean. She knew how to muscle and she knew how to hustle and fight. Well, the roller derby program said that she was built like a refrigerator with a head. The fans called her Tuffy, but all her buddies called her Spike. The night that I fell in love with my roller derby queen, round and round she rolled round and round. She the meanest hunk of woman that anybody ever seen. Way down in the arena. Well, I could not help but fall in love with this heavy-duty woman I've been speaking of. Things look kind of shaky till the day she skated into my life. Well, she might be nasty, she might be fat, but I never met a person who would tell her that. She's my bleached blonde bomber, she's my heavy hackensack mama. The night that I fell in love with my roller derby queen, round and round, Lord, she rolled round and round. She the meanest hunk of woman that anybody ever seen. Way down in the arena. So yeah, he had a sense of humor too. I mean, my gosh, Leroy Brown, the baddest man in the whole damn town.
Favorite song.
He was better than old King Kong. Oh, I love that stuff. But Time in a Bottle and Salon and Saloon, great stuff. I think that's why I like this. That I don't need someone for new. That's a Jim Croce kind of a vibe to it. Okay, let's do the song that must be done. Everybody knows this song, and it was good old Waylon Jennings.
Can you do it without Charlie?
I can't do it without Charlie. Where's Charlie? You didn't bring Charlie?
Didn't bring Charlie. Yeah.
Chance's son will sing. He's 5.
4, yeah.
He's gonna be 5. Okay, he's quick to say I'm gonna be 5. But he sings this song, and he does like every other. He'll sing, "Just a good old boy," and then he'll go, and he won't sing another. And never meaning no harm. And I'll say, "Beats all you never saw, been in trouble with the law since the day they was born. Straightening the curves, the flattening the hills. Someday the mountain might get them, but the law never will. Making their way, the only way they know how." 41 years ago, we started filming The Dukes of Hazzard. That's just a little bit more than the law would allow. Here's Charlie's favorite. "I'm a good old boy. You know my mama loves me. But you don't understand, they keep showing my hands and not my face on TV." By the way, when we did that little piece for the Dukes, and Waylon, he's playing his black and white leather guitar. We shot that in a junkyard in California. So we'd already done the 5 episodes in Georgia. But we did that, and at that point, Waylon had probably been up for 2 weeks. And he did that a lot in those days. Waylon had the biggest human being I'd ever seen. The guy's name was Deacon. And he was Waylon's bodyguard. And he was a Hells Angels guy and all that. But Waylon was wide awake, but hadn't blinked in a week either. And he just didn't look like the face of Friday night at 8 o'clock. So CBS had made the decision that we're going to show his hands, but we can't show him because he looks a mess. And then Waylon added that verse to the song, and I thought it was so great that he added that verse to the song because it was true. Waylon, how come you're not showing your face on the television? But one great quick story about Waylon. First time I met Waylon Jennings was we were sometime when you do a television show, you have to replace dialogue because the trains came by or planes or something, and they didn't record it properly. So I was in a recording studio at Burbank Studios. Waylon was coming in to do the balladeer. Well, the boys don't. Well, you ever have one of those days when you can't hit the ground with your hat? And he walked in the room, and I thought, oh my God, that's Waylon. There's Waylon Jennings, and he was with Jesse. And I said, hey, how do you do? I said, hang on a second, Hoss. And he reached into his pocket and he pulled out his wallet. And somewhere deep down in his wallet, where you keep those business cards, you don't remember why you even kept it, was a little piece of paper. And he said, there was a little hoss about 6 months ago that wanted me to give this to Bo, and I promised him I would. So here. So he gave me this sweaty little piece of paper that he'd saved, that Waylon, the most outlaw guy in the world at that point, I've always been crazy. He saved this thing because he did not want to disappoint this little 7 or 8 year old boy. And he gave me that piece of paper, and I kept it, and I read it, and I sent the little boy a picture. But then, only then did he say, hey, I'm Waylon Jennings. So what a sweetheart. Even in a period in his life where he was not sleeping and he was doing whatever it was he was doing, he still had a heart of gold. So that's my recollection of the first time I met Waylon Jennings. He was just a doll. So let's go. Just a good old boy, never meaning no harm. He's all you never saw, been in trouble with the law since the day they was born. Straightening the curves, flattening the hills. Someday the mountain might get 'em, but the law never will. Making their way, the only way they know how. Well, that's just a little bit more than the law would allow. Just a good old boys, wouldn't change if they could. Still fighting the system like a true modern day Robin Hoods. And for Charlie, just a good old boys. Know my mama loves me, but she don't understand and keeps showing my hands and not my face on TV. Making their way, the only way they know how. Well, that's just a little bit more than the law would allow. Just two good old boys, wouldn't change if they could. Still fighting the system like a true modern day Robin Hood. Still fighting the system like a true modern day Robin Hood. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Thank you, folks. I appreciate it. Hey, we've got some stuff over there. I signed it all ahead of time because I just don't know what to do right now. I don't know. I mean, I'm a hugging, handshaking kind. If you ever watch Smallville, I'm like kiss you on your forehead kind of a guy because that's just how I think it should be. So I don't know what to do. We've got some music over there from the Odyssey to Redneck Rebel to the beautiful stuff from our Christmas album. I mean, we've got a lot of music over there. If you'd like to get some, please do. We have a couple of hats left. You guys got one of them. We have Recycling Grace over there, which is our gospel record. And by the way, Cody McCarver, who I've mentioned so many times tonight, he and I last December had the #1 Christian gospel song in the country. It's called These Hands. So you can check that out online, or you can check the video out online, or it's on his album, which is called Blessings. So we also have Christmas Cars over there, which is a movie we did last Christmas time about a guy who used to be on a show that had a car with a flag on it and how the world kind of falls apart because of the flag on his car. If you like Dukes, I promise you'll love that. But if you don't want to get it, I understand too. I mean, everybody's we're in a weird place right now. So if you can and you want some of that stuff, I signed it all personally just before we started the show. I promise. It's not printed. None of that. I did it before we started the show. And Alicia and I, my lovely bride and I, are going to drive back to, not tonight, we're going to start our drive, but we're going back to Louisiana because we're shooting Stand On It. And we're going to shoot some of that tomorrow. So we're not giving up. We're not stopping. We are truly fighting the system, like 2 or 12 or however many of us there are in here, modern day Robin Hoods. Believe me, this present darkness will pass. It will pass, and just like we look back and remember Y2K? Remember what a disaster that was supposed to be? And all kinds of maladies that were supposed to take us out. Well, we are built stronger than that. God did not make us weak, and he also did not make us scared. He made us wise, use wisdom, but still, he didn't birth us to have a spirit of fear. So even though if we are living in a spirit of fear, not to get all sermony on you, but that is not God. The devil will scare the shit out of you, and he will win if he does. We're not going to let that happen. We are stronger than that because we've been formed and fashioned in the likeness of God, not a weak, pliant, hiding people. So I leave you with this. Find something tonight or tomorrow morning in your yard that makes you smile. Take a picture of it and post it on your Facebook page and share it with a new friend you haven't made yet. We cannot let social distancing keep us from making new friends.
Absolutely.
Okay? Do that. Go with God, be well, and thank you for coming. Yes, sir, you in the front row. You're just agreeing. Okay. Cool. Thank you. So I'm going to unplug my guitar, so please, good?
Thanks for coming to Greenville.
Oh, thank you, Chance. We love it here. We truly love it here. You have a wonderful town. And we'll see you again. Next time it'll be with the whole band, and all this stuff will be what? What, like that? And remember, I would so hate to be in the toilet paper business right now. I just would, because, you know, it could be next week, could be next month, but sometime in the very near future, nobody's going to be buying toilet paper because you're not going to need it because people have got so damn much toilet paper, right? So right now they're thriving, but pray for the toilet paper manufacturers because next year, I was about to say, they won't have squat to do. That's funny. Good night. That's bad. Thank you, folks. Oh, my goodness. Thank you, everybody. You take care. Be good. Bye-bye.